Once upon a time, I was living in a small village. Myself and craftsmen from my guild earned money by making special tools for other villages and kings. One day our merchant came back from his journey to one of the castles and he asked, "Who of you can create magic maps?" "Me," I said. I had done this before, and it had always been my dream to create an enormous map one day. I was very excited. Myself and the craftsman of my guild went to meet the librarian of the castle and he explained what he needed. The map had to be made from special leather with vivid colors and complicated seams and, of course, magic. Depending on the person holding it and their desires and the direction it pointed to, it should reveal any object under the surface hidden to the innocent eye. We had to build special boxes for storing and transporting the map, and we needed to produce a book where we would describe how the map was built and operated. We agreed that I was the guild man he wanted for his task. I was very proud and happy. I organized and coordinated all the work. Many fine details had to be thought of. We soon realized we needed more craftsmen. I took men of my guild, and the librarian, who I liked, gave me some of his fellows, whom I also liked very much. We worked and worked for half a year, and during that time we faced some difficulties. It was complicated to get the special leather. Sometimes the librarian did not have enough money to pay us because of varying ministers in the castle to whom he had promised the map. And I had to work hard, even at night. But I had it all in my mind and I knew it could be done. The good part was the map was a prototype map only, meaning it should work, but maybe the box was not waterproof or the map would not recognize all objects properly, for example, identifying a rat as a shoe, and perhaps it was still too heavy to be held and be carried around by one person alone. We knew we could create it. When we would be done with the prototype, the librarian would show it to the king and his ministers and ask for more gold to make an even more special map. In principle, this first generation map worked after half a year. Suddenly, after Christmas, things got a little weird. The librarian called all of us together in his library and told us we had to finish the map in a fortnight. It had to have special handles, an additional cover, needed to be able to identify ants and gold dust, plus its color needed to reflect the color of the eyes of its current owner. We gasped and protested. We knew we could not achieve this in the short time given, and it was not what we had agreed to do. We were only craftsmen, good ones, but we had to produce the map with our own hands, not spells. But the librarian insisted, and he did not understand every detail either. Something had changed. The librarian now kind of resembled an evil elf. Had he promised too much to his king? He accused us of being lazy and that we had betrayed him. Even worse, it turned out our merchant mistakenly had signed a contract on our behalf that said we would finish everything, including the magic. No exceptions or way out for me and my guild. I was desperate. We knew it was impossible, but feared to fail to meet the expectations of the librarian and thus those of the king. If we failed, would we lose our good reputation at the court and maybe even go to prison? In addition, the expectations of the librarian changed every day. How could my guild and I succeed? We became fatalistic and sarcastic. Eventually, we did not even meet the librarian anymore. We would only send his clerk to talk to us. This went on for some weeks until we told our head merchant. We quit work on the precious map, which actually worked, but it could not be operated because we had left, and our guild and merchants feared the evil ghosts of the castle. Bad vibrations down there in the library. I felt bad. I had failed to finish my work. Ever since then, I have never met the librarian again. I don't even dare to see him. I think I could not explain to him the mistakes he made, and I'm not sure what mistakes I had made either. I do not know whether the librarian lived happily ever after.